Hello, you guys. Tanisha. I'm here with my argument two. And the topic that I have is all United States citizens should be required to speak fluent English in any public forum. And I agree with it. Um, so to start off, my first point would be that the United States doesn't have an official language, but English is the most commonly spoken language. And for that, I went to Google and I found the information that uh, 229.7 million Americans speak English, and it shows the other languages that are spoken in America too. And as you see, that English is the most commonly spoken one. So I do think because of that, um, it'll be beneficial for everyone to be able to speak English in public forum. Just to know that, just because of the number of people that speaks it in America, outnumbering every other language. My second point would be that more than half of the states have made English their official language. Again, although we don't have an official language in the United States, there have been over half of the states have adopted English as their official language. See here, I went to usconstitutional.net and I found this article talking about, according to U.S. English, the following states have existing official language laws in their books. There aren't any federal laws that are on this, but they do have statutes stating that English is the official language. The states are Alabama, Alaska, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kentucky, Louisiana, Massachusetts, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, New Hampshire, North Carolina, North Dakota, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Utah, Virginia, and Wyoming. So you see that that's more than half of the states there have made English their official language of the state. But like again, there isn't a federal law requiring English to be spoken. And it says that a small handful date back more than a few decades, such as Louisiana. It was established in 1811 and Nebraska in 1920, but most of the languages statutes are passed since 1970s. My third point will be that America should be required to speak English fluent because it will be savings on bilingual education and translators. And for this, I found an article in Washington Times, and it just talks about there will be savings. They would save billions of dollars in federal spending. The direct cost of translators in bilingual education alone are billions, and many of these costs are borne by local governments. That's in Los Angeles in 2002, 15 million or 15% of the election budget was devoted to printing ballots in 7 languages and hiring bilingual poll workers. So if you see that we spend quite a bit of money just on having translators for all the different languages. America doesn't have an official language. We have freedom of speech, but there's a lot of money going into having translators and everything just to make everything fair. You see, they spent 15 million on the election budget. That's just election budget alone. Not counting everything else they would need translators for in court. Just when it comes to a lot of things. So those are my 3 points. Again, one being the United States doesn't have an official language, but English is most commonly spoken. And I showed you that with English being, with there being 229.7 million people speaking English in the United States, outnumbering all of the other languages. My second point, more than half of the states have made English their official language. And I showed you then that the list of states that have all made English their official language. And my last point being it would be savings on the bilingual education and translators, just because in the U.S. we spend a lot of money on just hiring translators and bilinguals just to translate things into English so we will know what's being said. And those are my 3 points, and that concludes my argument. Thank you.